Hi everyone. Quick video about another stats book. This one is called Naked Statistics, Stripping the Dread from the Data, written by Charles Wheelan. Charles Wheelan has two other books, also naked books. I mean, not naked books, but they have the word naked in their titles. One of them is Naked Economics, the other one Naked Money, and this one Naked Statistics. So maybe the Naked Trilogy or the Naked series. Why am I reviewing another book, a popular introduction to statistics book? I am in general interested in communication, effective communication, how people communicate ideas. And I think statistics is a very interesting and important field, domain, because of the challenges of communication and challenges of understanding on both sides. Both the students who want to understand statistics, want an easy way to understand statistics, and the teachers. They both have this kind of challenge that is not always adequately understood. So these attempts at making statistics accessible, I think they're interesting if you have an interest in communication, clear communication, because when we communicate effectively, we connect. We connect not just the people on the two sides of the communication channel, but we are connecting other things. For example, I mean, Charles Wheelan has a strategy in this book. He has a kind of response, and he's practicing this belief. His response to the question, how can you make someone fall in love with a topic knowing that they hate it? So I think that's an interesting question. And his response, his strategy is you find other things that they might like or other things that they might find easier to think about, and you connect this thing that they hate with those things that they love. Or you show them that those things that they love, statistics in this case, statistics is a part of them already. And if you introduce statistics into those other domains, it would enrich those domains. For example, sports. So Charles Wheelan himself loves sports. He loves sports references. And if you love sports and hate statistics, this book will be probably very enjoyable to you. He also loves making jokes. Now, just like his sports references, his jokes are difficult to understand for me. They're difficult to relate to. Because, yeah, I'm sure you have that experience, that kind of experience of reading jokes in a book or listening to somebody's jokes and you can't laugh, even though you can nod and say, yeah, I know. I know why you think that's funny. And I can imagine how somebody else might find this joke funny or this sports reference amusing or this sexual innuendo entertaining. But yeah, despite my understanding, I don't really, I can't laugh at it or I can't enjoy it. So even though I myself didn't quite enjoy Charles Wheelan's style, I can imagine why many other people might benefit from it and enjoy reading it. So I can imagine a student who's taking statistics course and find the statistics textbook difficult, find the lectures difficult, and this book might teach them, not only teach them about the basic concepts and the basics of statistical methods at an abstract level, the basics of regression, the central limits theorem. Not only that, but the book might, even more importantly and more deeply, might teach students how to engage with the boring textbook, how to, you might pick up the art of engaging with things that are at first boring. I had, when I was an undergraduate student, we had a statistics professor who was incredibly boring. It was just amazing how she managed. It was like an accomplishment. The level of boringness, the level of push that she would provide with her lectures, like she would push us out of her private lectures, like private bubble. You could have a very good night's sleep and go to the lectures completely well rested and energetic and enthusiastic, and she would still manage to put you to sleep by the end of the lecture, or maybe in the first 10 minutes. So many of us have that problem, or have had that problem, and we need to find our own way back into statistics. Charles Wheelan's book might be one that works for some people. I already mentioned the central limit theorem. He introduces that in a very nice way using funny examples. And more importantly, he shows how the central limit theorem is at the heart of statistical reasoning, the statistical inferences, hypothesis testing. Now, in the beginning of the book, he confesses to something. He confesses that he hates calculus, but he loves statistics. Now, his hatred of calculus limits his understanding and his presentation of the central limit theorem, because if you understand the limit concept from calculus, you know that you have a bunch of samples and the size of the samples increase, and as the size of the samples approach infinity, something happens in the distribution of samples. You know, the distribution of sample means starts to approach a normal distribution. So that dynamic kind of imagining would be better, would be enhanced with an understanding, a basic understanding of calculus. But I think Wheelan's treatment is good enough. Something else that Wheelan does well, he makes a couple of good, important distinctions. One is between accuracy and precision. Accuracy is being on the right track. Precision means whatever track you are doing it very rigorously and in a fine-grained way. So you have lots of fine-grained data, lots of variables, lots of graphs. And precision can trick us, can provide an impression that you are on the right track while you might not be. He gives a good account of the 2008 financial crisis with the help of introducing the concept of value at risk or value at risk models. And here's a nice passage from the book. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. So he writes, quote, "The value at risk model was like a faulty speedometer, which is arguably worse than no speedometer at all. If you place too much faith in the broken speedometer, you will be oblivious to other signs that your speed is unsafe. In contrast, if there is no speedometer at all, you have no choice but to look around for clues as to how fast you are really going." End quote. So the idea is that having a bad model is sometimes, especially if you have too much faith on that model, sometimes worse than not having any model at all. Another quote that I like from the book is from a couple of pages before that. The first quote I read was from page 97. This one is from 95. Here we read, quote, "Statistics cannot be any smarter than the people who use them. And in some cases, they can make smart people do dumb things." End quote. One last thing I will mention about the book that I also really liked was his discussion of natural experiments. Natural experiments are occasions or situations when researchers act as if an experiment or an accident that has happened, an unintentional accident or an unintentionally arranged state of affairs, they treat it as if it's an experiment. And they can overcome the impossibility or the difficulty of not being able to or having ethical reasons against doing something like a randomized control experiment. So in those cases, they rely on natural experiments. And there are a few really nice examples of natural experiments, studies that relate the length of schooling to life expectancy, the number of police officers that show up in an area and the number of crimes, and what kind of college you go to and your income. So these kinds of studies were done with the help of so-called natural experiments. All right, that's good. I think that's good for a kind of video review. I'm happy to do our Kant reading group in a couple of days with my Patreon supporters. I'm also extremely happy to have 2 new Patreons this past month in June. Thank you so much for my present existing Patreon supporters and my new supporters. It really means a lot to me. I am going to announce a few other things in the future. I'm going to give a free one session overview of something that I was going to teach. Anyways, so I'm going to give an overview, free lesson. I'll give that announcement in the next video. Other than that, I hope you're all doing well. If you are reading about statistics, books in this genre of popular science, popular statistics books, let me know what you're reading, what you like. And yeah, it's good for now. Till next time.